right, happy Friday, everyone. It is definitely a Friday around here. We made it to the end of yet another work week. Thank you very much for hanging out with us on KSAT News Now, and thanks again for watching us on all of our digital platforms. Really appreciate that. We're going to talk a little bit about weather here just in a little while with the one and only Justin Horn, who's getting ready to kind of give you an update on what to expect this weekend and in the days ahead. So stand by for just a little bit for weather. Also want to let you know we have your top stories and full coverage of everything around the San Antonio area. But we start first with the big story that we're following right now, and this is the arrest of a suspect involved in two attempted kidnapping incidents. So this is 18-year-old Jorge Rivera. You're seeing him right now. He's facing 2 counts of attempt to commit kidnapping and is behind bars he's being held right now on a $150,000 bond. So the first attempt kidnapping here happened a week ago near Wales Avenue and Killarney Drive. Police believe Rivera is the man who tried to grab a woman there, but she was able to fight him off and escape. Rivera is also accused of trying to kidnap a 12-year-old girl the following day on Villarreal Street, but that was unsuccessful. Both victims were able to give descriptions of the man who attacked them, which led police to Rivera. So our website, KSAT.com, has much more details about how police were able to track Rivera down. Also, a very detailed timeline. It's all on our website, KSAT.com. All right, moving on to some other news this morning. The future of TikTok still remains up in the air. Yesterday, the CEO of the social media app spent hours on Capitol Hill trying to convince members of Congress that the app is protecting Americans' privacy. House Republicans and Democrats fired a barrage of questions at TikTok's CEO, aiming for answers about how the app safeguards U.S. users' data and how it would stop potential efforts by the Chinese government to weaponize the platform.
TikTok collects nearly every data point imaginable, and the Chinese Communist Party is able to use this as a tool to manipulate America as a whole.
TikTok needs to be an American company with American values and end its ties to the Chinese Communist Party.
All right, you just heard there from Representatives Kathy McMorris and Darren Soto, and TikTok CEO also saying that the concerns raised about the app are not unique to its platform, and despite bipartisan support in the Senate for a bill that would regulate or even ban the foreign-made technology that could compromise national security. All right, moving on to a little bit of entertainment news here for your weekend. Are you ready for a rock revolution? That's right, because San Antonio's very own Diego and Emilio Navaira, these are the sons of Tejano music legend Emilio Navaira, are ready to bring their new music and sound to the Alamo City. So the duo are set to show off their new rock album with their band, and their band is named Ready Revolution. The band is made up of the Navairas and their lifelong friends and South Texas natives Matt Zavala, Shane Gamboa, and Kevin Diaz de Leon. This is the band's first release since 2015, and their highly anticipated album, which was years in the making, is titled Let It Out. And that's exactly what Emilio and Diego wanted to do with this album. They said that this band has always been somewhat of a passion project for them and different from their other group, the Las Bandoleros, and their love for rock music actually came from their dad.
As you know, growing up in South Texas, when the barbecues happen, it's not just Ramon Ayala. We talked about this. It's Van Halen, the Police, and then, of course, as you start getting enough money to get your own CD collection, at the time, it was like Blink-182 and the pop punk stuff. Yeah. And
we didn't let ourselves spend that much time at the studio. So like, I think Matt was saying, everything's like 1 or 2 takes, and we're all pretty much playing live together on the record.
Yeah.
We're really proud of that because it really does sound, it kind of captures the energy of the show that we put on live.
All right, so you just heard there from Emilio and Diego Navaira as they get ready to rock out tomorrow. The Ready Revolution will debut their new rock album tomorrow night at the 502 Bar. They expect a high-energy crowd and a high-energy show, and someone who never lacks in high energy is now joining me, Justin Horn.
We sure about that? We sure about that?
Well, it's Friday. You know, we survived.
I'm bringing the energy on a Friday. I'm feeling good about it. It was an early morning, but I'm doing good now.
Both of us.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was. Here's the good news, RJ. We're seeing the clouds clear out. The sun's starting to pop out. It's going to turn into a really nice day. I know it didn't feel that way this morning with the rain, but low humidity is on the way, and great weekend. Great looking weekend.
Yeah.
Today is an anniversary, and that's where the trivia question leads us. Today is the 34th anniversary of one of the biggest oil spills in United States history. What was the name of the oil tanker that caused the spill? So we got to go back to 1989 for this.
Okay.
Was it Oregon Standard, Deepwater Horizon, Nord Pacific, or Exxon Valdez?
All right, well, we can eliminate B already because I remember actually covering that when I lived in the Dallas area. So,
Right.
yeah, and plus Mark Wahlberg came out in Deepwater movie there. So
That's true. Yes.
I don't know, the Oregon Standard and Nord Pacific, are those actual oil spills? Or are you just making
They
stuff
are
up?
actually,
Okay,
yeah.
they are. But
Yeah.
those are not the answers because it is D, the Exxon Valdez. And
Yeah.
part of the reason why I remember this was 89. I was 7 years old.
Yep.
And I remember this kind of being one of the big sort of national stories that sort of came to my mind. And
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where you never get the images out of your mind of the oil just being like
The birds.
in the
and-
river.
yep.
Yeah, not in the river, but yeah, in the water. Yeah.
Well, you're exactly right. It is D. That is the correct answer. And I too, I remember this. It was a big deal. It caused a lot of problems there in Alaska where the incident happened. And my clicker's not working. But what I can tell you is that it spilled a lot of oil there in Alaska. And let me walk back over here and try to figure out my
one of
clicker
those
thing.
moments there that you would never forget. Exxon Valdez for sure. What's the Oregon Standard, Justin?
I don't know. It was a ship. It was a ship that it was an
okay.
actual
It
oil
was-
spill, but
okay.
it wasn't one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
So there it is, the Exxon Valdez. It ran aground in Prince William Sound, Alaska on March 24th, 1989. It spilled 11 million gallons of oil and affected more than 1,300 miles of shoreline.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's jump into
Definitely
the
an
forecast.
environmental disaster there. for
Oh, it
sure.
was a big one. It was a big one. So let's jump into the forecast here real quick. We'll see the skies clear, and temperatures will make their way into the upper 80s this afternoon with sunny skies. It'll turn into a really nice day. We have lower humidity on the way. It's already starting to kick in. And then this evening, we'll see temperatures drop into the 70s. So really, really nice evening on the way. And then as we look at what is setting up today, now we're in the dry air, but as the storm system moves east, there will be some severe weather well to our east. And this is where we should have a pretty significant severe weather outbreak later today. It includes Little Rock, Memphis, Jackson, over to Shreveport. Again, well east of us, but that's an area that could see some tornadoes later this afternoon. So let's look at the 7-day forecast here. 83 on Saturday, 83 Sunday. We should start to see humidity come back in on Sunday. And then we'll get a front Monday that brings some rain chances and some small rain chances next week. But I think the big takeaway here is the weekend. 50 to start Saturday, 83 in the afternoon, low humidity. That's just the way you like it.
Awesome, yeah, and of course we have the Cesar y Chavez March for Justice. That's going to be taking place tomorrow in the a little bit south of the downtown area, so that'll be good for those folks out there. Real quick, a couple of comments on the Exxon Valdez. Producer Haley, she said she wasn't even born. And that happened.
Oh, that hurts.
Does that make you feel
That
a little?
hurts.
It makes me
A little
feel
bit.
a little. And our director, Robert Flowers, said that he believes that that's what changed gas prices forever. They
believe
were
that.
like less than $1 a gallon at the time.
It was. I believe that's correct. It was such a big deal. It was such a big news story. I remember it was covered for weeks.
Yeah, definitely one of those things that you don't forget.
Right.
Unless you have not been born. So thank you very much
There is that.
for making Justin and myself feel very old.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is a very interesting story here. So the road to recovery has led home for two conjoined sisters separated back in January. So Cook's Children's Hospital, this is in Fort Worth, says that 5-month-old Jamie Lynn Finley was discharged from the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit on Tuesday, and that's nearly 2 months to the day of her separation from her sister, Amy Lynn. So we got Jamie Lynn and Amy Lynn. And Amy Lynn, who is still in the NICU for a few more weeks. So the twins were joined at the chest and shared a liver. I mean, these stories are unbelievable. Mom Amanda says the girls are growing up fast. Amy can say hello, and Jamie is about to start rolling over. This is incredible stuff. And what doctors do in these types of situations also definitely incredible medical advances that have led to these two young babies there. Hopefully, trying to live as normal lives as possible.
Absolutely, science has come a long way.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
happy that can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Justin, you mentioned everything that's going on this weekend. We mentioned that concert, the Navaira brothers are going to take its stage there. Also got a lot of March Madness stuff happening.
Oh, yeah.
So are you going to be watching the games? Or
I might. Ever since A&M lost, I'm kind of like salty
watch
about
UT,
it. But
right? Yeah.
the games were so good yesterday, I'm probably going to have to tune in.
Yeah, definitely. Spurs are also back in action tonight as they continue their tankathon. We're doing it. We're doing it for the #1 pick. That's all we're concerned about right now. All right. So, Justin, thanks for hanging out with me on a Friday.
Enjoyed it.
It was a long day for both of us. Long morning.
That's okay.
All right, guys. We will see you back here Monday at 11 a.m. on KSAT News Now.